Merrillville Board of Zoning Appeals meeting to order, please. Please stand for the national, or the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm not singing national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Gibbs, may we get a roll call, please?
Christopher Mellon.
Present.
Rick Holtz. No, not here. Pete Gipp here. William Byers.
Here.
Tim Fortier, Chairman.
Here.
4 present, 1 absent.
Thank you. We have minutes from our last meeting on the 25th. We have a motion for approval.
Move for approval as presented.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none, they'll approved. Do we have any communications?
Not at this time. We were waiting for one from Mr. Holtz, but he hasn't arrived yet, but not at this time.
Thank you. So, at that, I will call each case by case number and the name of the petitioner. I would ask that you come forward, state your name and address for public record, at which time you will be given an opportunity to present your case accompanied by any professionals that you may have with you. After that, we will have a staff report pertaining to each case presented this evening. We will then have a question and answer period for the board members. We will then open the floor for comments, not questions, from the audience. If you are desirous of speaking for or against any case, we ask that you please sign in at the registry in the center aisle. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes. The board will then render a decision either for or against, ask for a deferral for more information, or other reasons which we will state. Or the board will make no recommendation to the common council. At this time, could you please silence any communication devices that you have? Thank you.
Mr. President, is it possible for us to go back to communications now that Mr. Holtz has arrived?
Okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Holtz, did you bring your letter with you?
I didn't bring the letter.
Okay. Well, can you speak it into the record?
Yeah, but this will be my last,
Beg your pardon?
this will be the last one?
Well,
Or do I not vote at all?
right.
Okay. Okay. Well, since I'm no longer a town resident, I have to regretfully give my resignation as a board member here. So it's been a pleasure working with you guys all these years. It's probably been 10 years at least. So I appreciate it and appreciate the ability to serve Merrillville. It's been a pleasure, and thank you.
Thank you for all your valuable contributions.
Thank you for your service.
I'll email you the letter, or you still need the
Just
letter?
email it to me so I can have it. Thank you.
No, I have for both.
Okay. Yes.
Drinks on you afterwards? Drinks on you afterwards? I guess not. That's a no.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Holtz.
It's been a pleasure.
Yep.
See you around town.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for all your input. All right.
Just in case you need it.
Thank you.
Our first case falls under old business, case number Z26E15-024. Deontay Glover, petitioner and owner, located at 5700 Taft's Place. Special exemption approval from section 21-136 on .64 acres in a R2 residential zoning district to allow a group home for disabled adults. Welcome.
Thank you. What I'm trying to do is open my home to residents, to special needs adults. It's for like adults who have cerebral palsy or traumatic brain injury, and I want them to be housed at my house with 24-hour supervision. And the adults that I'm looking to have living there, it's adults that are kind of high functioning, but they will need 24-hour supervision. And I've worked in group homes before. I managed two group homes in Kentucky. I'm also a home health registered nurse. I work for Merrillville Home Health. So I just feel as though I have patients who they live in a group home like in Hobart, but their family live in Hammond. So they have to travel from Hammond to Hobart to see their son. So I was just trying to get permission so that I can open up a group home in my house. I have a house that's 5 bedrooms, 4 baths. And like I said, it will be 24-hour service supervision. It will, what it also will happen is the residents will go out to a day program, Monday through Friday, so that way they're at the day program, and then when they come home, is staff there to provide the care for them. It's nothing like I know the concern is that I've been told that this will kind of, your fear is that this would kind of put taxing more responsibility on firefighters, police, or something like that if 911 has to be called. And I really don't feel as though that will happen. Like I said, I worked at a group home. I was the manager of 2 different group homes at the same time, and I did it for over 2 years, and we never once had to call 911. We never had people that got out and were running around. We couldn't find them. We never had that. I feel as though that more so if I had patients that were like totally sickly or fragile, then that would be the case. But what I'm trying to get is adults that's their medical condition is stable, but they're having more so, like I said, cerebral palsy or traumatic brain injury, where they understand, but they need that supervision. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Thank you. Staff report, please.
Petitioner is requesting special exception approval for a group home at 5700 Taft Place for disabled adults 18 years of age and older. Direct Support Professionals, DSP, will be on site to provide oversight and support to include caregiving, meal preparation, administering medication, advocacy, and etc. The ratio of DSP to adults is 1:3 or 2:6. The group home will have a manager. The manager's responsibilities include managing staff, recruiting, hiring, and training staff members, ensuring quality care for the residents, maintaining home and group home vehicles, managing finances for the clients, and maintaining records, making arrangements for the residents to attend a day program Monday through Friday, grocery shop, and responding to emergencies. Petitioner submits that the established maintenance or operation of the proposed special exception use will not be detrimental to endanger the public health and safety, morals, or general welfare, and in accordance with the comprehensive plan, because the property is at 5700 Taft Place, will continue to be operated, and maintained as a residence. The proposed special exception will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other properties in the immediate vicinity, for the proposals already permitted, nor substantially diminish and impair property values within the neighborhood, because again, the property will stay a resident. The establishment of the proposed special exception will not impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of the surrounding properties for the uses currently allowed in the district, because the property will be continued as a home. Adequate utilities, road access, drainage, and other necessities are already in place. And this is for this petitioner only, at this location only, and for this use only.
Thank you. With that, I will bring it to the board for some questions.
I see 5 bedrooms in there. How many people are you gonna have in the house?
I want to have anywhere from 3 to 6.
3 to 6? Will they all have separate bedrooms or will they share a bedroom?
Depending on their status, or what their diagnosis is and what they, how they tolerate, I might have 1 or 2. I might designate 1 bedroom for 2 clients, but majority of them have their own bedroom.
So the clients that you have, will they be like long-term clients?
Yes.
So you've taken, how long have you had this home?
I bought this home in February of 2017. Yes.
Okay, because it looks, from looking at the photos, it looks like it's all been remodeled and ready for residents.
It was remodeled. It was they remodeled it before we bought it. When we bought it, they had just remodeled it.
Oh, okay. Pretty nice shape then.
And I plan to keep it that way.
Yeah. Some may have a brain injury, so is that a concern for them going outside off of Taft Street?
Well, with the residents, they will always be supervised. So, and I do plan on, with myself and the staff, to take, say, for instance, if they have, if Merrillville or either Crown Point have a fair or something like that, I do plan to get take the residents out to enjoy the community, because that's the goal. We want to get them out in the community. But we definitely will provide more adequate staff. If we take them out, it won't just be 2 staff, it'll be 4 staffs or whatever. That way, we can get them out into the community so that they can enjoy the community.
Is there different staff people that come in, or
Yes.
does the staff people stay there also?
It would be different staff people. We will hire DSP, what they call is direct support staff.
They come in different shifts?
They come in different shifts. Like I said, what I plan on doing is I want to have a shift from 3 to 11, and then have another shift from 11 to 7. And then on the weekend, it's 24 hours.
Sheila, do they have to have any state licenses for this?
Yes, they do have to have something from the state that says that they can have a group home.
And liability insurance and all that?
Yes.
Yes.
Are any of them handicapped where you need ADA? Are any of these people handicapped where they might need ramp or anything else to get into the residence?
They might be, but the way that my house is set up, it's just basically 2 steps. So and I have bedroom on the main floor. So if they need a ramp, I can provide, like I tell my home health patients, we can buy a ramp from Amazon or somewhere, just put it over there, and they can roll up and down it. It's not a ramp that would need to be installed.
Okay.
That was a question I had as far as ADA compliance. 2-story, majority of the bedrooms and baths being on the 2nd floor. Kind of a hinging point for me. If you're looking at handicapped individuals or physically challenged individuals, with this not being ADA compliant with elevators, lift chairs, ramps already installed, any type of sprinkler systems in the home?
No, there is no sprinkler systems in the home, but as far as the living on, if it's like a bad, being a second floor, my goal is to try to get if I get clients that's, in wheelchair, they will be on the first floor. But I also want to get clients that not necessarily physically handicapped, where they can go up and down the stairs. I plan to get that also, those type of clients also. So what I'm trying to do is, what I plan to do is, before I even get clients, I'm gonna go and, you have to go and see what I can handle for us, these clients. I know I can't have all clients that's wheelchair bound. I definitely know that. So I definitely will be looking for clients that not necessarily have physical handicaps, but can go up and down stairs. And for us, chair lift can be installed with no problem.
What about a fire evacuation plan?
Well, the way that my second floor is, one of the doors, one of the windows, on the second floor, it lets out into, over the garage. And then we can have a ladder or something that would let them down or something like that. But it is up where we could just go out onto the garage.
But again, we're talking majority of the people being physically challenged. People that are of acute mind and body in a fire situation have difficulty going out a window and climbing a ladder and getting on a roof.
But they would have, not necessarily, I don't think the physical challenge, I think they would just need more so of the guidance. But like I said, if need to, and if approved, I can get it where steps can be, because it's not too high. I can get it where steps can, because of what we were talking about before we even thought about doing the group home, was making the area over the garage deck with stairs going up to the deck, so that can be done also.
Sounds like you've got a lot of ideas that need to be done before you start getting residents into your home.
Well, I wanted to see if I can get approval first, because if I can't get approval, then there's no rush to get this done. But if I can get approval, then I can say, hey, well, I can get approval, and I know I need to go get this done.
Okay.
Because I know it's going to take time for me to get the approval through the state. But when I went online for the state, they were talking about the zoning and everything, so I had to come through you all first.
Thank you. Any other questions from the board? Seeing none, I'll open it to the audience. Anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? And one last time, anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for a motion.
I guess the question, if you make a motion, all the conditions you talked about, will they be listed?
Depends on what the motion is.
Oh, okay, well, that's what I'm asking.
I mean, if you
Yeah, I mean, it's
with all the things
approved
I
and-
talked about, it's like rebuilding the idea of what's going on here.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, if you make a favorable motion and want to tie all that stuff into it,
Well,
that's what we're here for.
okay.
With that discussed, does anyone like to make a motion on this case? I'll ask a third time, anyone like to make a motion on this case?
I'd like to make a motion for approval with all the conditions, some of them you listed, for approval for safety of the residents. fire alarm and all that.
ADA compliant?
Well, yeah, all that.
Everything that the state or the town would require
Right.
to make it safe, you know.
We have a motion.
I'll take a second the motion.
Have a first and a second. Can we get a vote, please?
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
Rick Holtz is gone. Pete Gibb, yes. Milton Byers,
Yes,
Tim Fortier,
No.
it's three, 4, 1 against, and 1 abstain.
So can you all repeat those conditions for me so I can write them down?
Well,
He
first
said
of
with
all-
conditions.
First of all, make the residents ADA compliant.
Okay,
A planned and approved fire escape policy. And the fire department may require a sprinkler system since it's a group home. Because I didn't see like any grab bars in any of the bathrooms or, it just looks like a regular home. It doesn't look at all ADA compliant.
Depends the condition of the patrons. I mean, if they're partially handicapped, yeah, but if they're fully handicapped, wheelchair and that,
Right.
it's not gonna work.
yes,
Cover
thank
it?
you. Thank you.
Okay. So it did pass 3-1. So you'll see Sheila for your next step.
Okay,
3 to 1.
thank you all.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we will progress now to new business, case number Z29E17-1024. Michael Wetson petitioner and MJJ Investors owners located at 5524 Broadway. Special exemption approval from section 21-136 on .333 acres in a C2 community commercial zoning district to allow a dine-in restaurant. Welcome.
Good evening, how y'all doing today?
How you doing?
Good.
Thank you.
So just like she did, a brief description of what you're asking for.
Today, we're just asking to, for you guys.
Please state your name and address.
My name is Jamal Tolbert. I'm co-owner of the restaurant on 5524 Broadway.
Thank you.
And we're here today just to explain to you guys what we had planned for the future and just ask for you guys' blessing. We have a dine-in restaurant with a capacity of 75 people. We also do carry-out. We open up at 8 a.m. for breakfast. We carry on through the day for lunch and also dinner. We close at 9 p.m.
All right. Staff report, please.
Petitioners requesting special exception approval from section 21-136 in a C2 community commercial zoning district to allow a dine-in restaurant at 5524 Broadway. Petitioner is presently open as carry-out only restaurant. Petitioner has been in the restaurant business for the past 7 years. In addition to serving great food, petitioner wants to hire locally and use the monies generated to give back to teachers, first responders, etc. Petitioner's restaurant will have 13 employees and be open on Sundays from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. and from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday. This restaurant will feature a variety of jerk foods items including chicken, salmon, shrimp, and lamb, etc. Plus size. Petitioner submits that the established maintenance or operation of the proposed special exception will not be detrimental or endanger the public healthy, safe morals, and general welfare in accordance with the comprehensive plan, because petitioner states that he will keep up with the current food trends, food label inspections, etc. The proposed special exception will not be injurious to the use or enjoyment of other properties in the immediate vicinity for the purposes already permitted, nor substantially diminish or impair property values within the neighborhood, because employees and customers will both observe the code of conduct. Additionally, the establishment of the proposed special exception will not impede the normal or orderly development and improvement of the surrounding properties for uses currently permitted in the district, because the restaurant will only operate during normal business hours, and additionally, petitioner will keep the parking lot and landscaping from debris and unsightly trash. Adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, and other necessary are already in place for this petitioner only, at this location only, and for this use only.
Thank you. You need a drink of water after that? All right, I will bring it to the board for questions.
So previously, you just had a carryout type restaurant for the last 7 years,
Yes, sir.
and you have the room to expand to make it a dine-in?
Yes, sir.
So there was no dine-in restaurant there before?
Yes, actually it was. We just moved into the location about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And
This is-
before, our location was on 68th and Broadway, which it was a specific, just all carry out, no, just a lobby and a kitchen.
Okay. Do you have adequate parking and lighting around the parking lot?
Yes, sir. Yes. There's also lights on the building itself. So like when you get out your car, you can see as you're walking up to the building also.
And it's currently also 2 more restaurants on that parcel that's already fully operated, have the adequate lighting.
So this restaurant is the Collins, used to be Collins Barbecue. The last time the gentleman was here who owns it, he was going to put a Mexican restaurant there. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
And now these gentlemen are now leasing it from him.
When I went by it, there's already some work being done to the outside.
Excuse me, I didn't understand you.
Is there work being done to the outside of the building, or
No,
did I
sir.
go by the wrong place?
No, sir.
That was next door at Simply Seafood.
Yes, sir.
They were
Okay.
doing work there. They pulled a permit and did work at their restaurant already.
Okay, sorry, wasn't you. Not yet. Any other questions from the board?
Yeah, can I get a 20-piece jumbo shrimp?
I got
And
you.
I
was
want
just
some of
gonna
those,
say,
some of those
nothing
got
off
you.
the menu and no discount coupons.
I'll see you tomorrow.
jerk chicken, I want some of the jerk chicken loaded
I'm gonna
fries.
step away right now, go get your food and make it fresh.
I appreciate it.
This is like Shark Tank. You got to bring the stuff in.
That's what they feel like.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
All right, with that being said, are there any other questions from the board? Seeing none, I will open it to the public. Anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? We have someone here.
Councilwoman, she, Ward 2, these gentlemen's restaurant is in my ward, and I would like to see their restaurant become a dine-in restaurant. Their soft grand opening was a success, and so I'm sure that the residents and the town of Merrillville will, and other cities will want to come in and actually have a seat and enjoy the ambiance, and it's very nice on the inside. And the food, I've heard great reviews about, still waiting on my peach cobbler, but I would like to see this restaurant become a dine-in restaurant.
Thank you. There was also mention about returning some of the proceeds to teachers and first responders and stuff. In what regards would that be?
Yeah, so we have a heart for education.
Want to make sure we get a clear record. I don't think we got your name, so.
Name is Eric Boone,
Yeah.
24 Broadway. We have a historicity of giving back everywhere we go. It's our heart desire to make wherever God allow us to go a better place. So we invest and to teachers because they need appreciation. So sometimes we'll fill their fridge or go to their teacher's lounge and allow them to have some cuisines or some things of that nature, just to let them know how much they appreciate it. As well, we give back to like feed the football teams, the basketball teams, and even we have given out over 90 scholarships since COVID-19. So we are big on giveaway. We know whenever God blesses us, He blesses us with more than just us in mind. So whatever position we are in, and we come up with creative ideas and thinking to give back in some shape, form, or fashion, just to make it a better place.
Outstanding, thank you.
Thank you.
Back to the audience, anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? And one last time, anyone like to speak for or against the petitioner? Seeing none, I will bring it back to the board for motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve case number Z29E17-1024
For this petitioner only,
for this petitioner only,
at this location only,
at this location only,
for this use only.
for this use only. Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
We have a first and a second. Can we get a vote, please?
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
Pete Gipp, yes. William Byers,
Yes.
Tim Fortier,
Yes.
Thank
4-0.
you, sir.
Approved through here.
Appreciate you.
God bless you all. Thank you.
Congrats.
Yes, sir.
Our next case is Z30V7-1024, Chai Acquisitions, LP petitioner, and Modrak Partners, located at 1595 East 73rd Avenue, variance from the developmental standard approval from section 21-107B to allow a CIS Commercial Industrial Special Zoning District on 63.24 acres, and section 21-5A to locate more than one building on a zoned lot in an M1 industrial zoning district to allow a warehouse distribution facility.
Well, thank you for having me. My name is Matt Cruz with Crow Holdings, and we have proudly developed over 250 acres in town under the CIS zoning classification, over 2.5 million feet. So we did the silos at Sanders Farm, further south in Mississippi. Amazon recently leased the 1 million-foot spec building. Panduit Corp. opened in a build-a-suit directly across the street in 425,000 feet. We've absolutely enjoyed our experience in Merrillville. We've had a good track record and success of bringing very reputable companies with great jobs for residents and area residents, and we're looking to continue what we're doing. And here, the CIS zoning is something we've worked well with the town in. There's a 100-acre requirement for that zoning classification. We'd like to keep out the heavier, more intense industrial uses, so the CIS zoning, in talking with staff, is something that just made more sense. And that's what we're here for tonight.
Okay. Staff report, please.
Petitioner is requesting a variance from developmental standards from section 21-107B on 63.246 acres in the M1 industrial zoning district to allow a zone change to the CIS commercial special zoning district. The CIS Commercial Special Zoning District requires a minimum land area of 100 acres and Section 21-5A to build more than one building on a parcel. The area is only 63.246 acre, and petitioner would like to change the zoning in order to build a Class A warehouses. Petitioner has developed several successful projects in the town of Merrillville. The proposed Class Logistic Business Park seeks to generate further economic development for the town of Merrillville. I do want to say one thing. I put both in there only because if the CIS, special CIS zoning district will go to a plat committee. However, I always cover all my bases in case it don't happen, and you have to keep the M1 and whatever, that's why that's there. But the CIS Special Zoning District doesn't go to the Plan Commission, it goes straight to a plat committee.
Thank you. One step ahead, always. I will bring it to the board for questions.
I guess I'm a little confused, but that's not unusual for me.
It's a very complicated case for us,
Yeah,
zoning, Board of Zoning Appeals people here.
true. Are you proposing one building or more than one building?
So at the time, right now, our speculative plan would be 3 buildings.
3 buildings.
And more consistent with what's been the bread and butter. So those are 200 to 400,000 foot buildings. In the event that somebody like an Amazon comes back and needs a 1 million foot building, we wanted to present that. We've got to make that decision, call it come March, when we apply for a grading permit. But both are on the table now as options.
Okay, is there anything there now, or is it just vacant land,
Farm field.
farm field? It's just south of Amazon?
No, this is north of 30, the northern border of which is 73rd
Okay,
Avenue
I got
in
you.
Mississippi.
It's behind Costco,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
next to the electricians, across the street from the electricians union.
Mississippi is really building up there.
So in looking at your perspective layout here, I see one cut onto the roadway, and that's onto 73rd, which is a 2-lane road that already has more traffic than it can handle.
The primary cut's off Mississippi, and there's proposed improvements for turn lane
Oh, I do see it.
on Mississippi. And so the intent there of orienting that building that way is to have the longest internal road possible to ensure that all traffic can safely get off of Mississippi and onto the property. More than likely, what that 73rd cut would look like is an auto-only, right in, right out.
Okay, because with the one building, I only see the cut on the 73rd. I didn't see the one onto Mississippi,
It should still
unless
be
it's
in
at the very south end of the property.
it's the very south end of the property.
Okay,
Way on the end.
I would tell you that the likelihood of that big building is very close to 0 at this point.
okay. So the other one would have the cut on the Mississippi between basically in the middle of the development.
That's right. We'd work with Steve King on making improvements to Mississippi in an appropriate way to safely handle traffic.
And these would probably be 40-foot warehouses again?
Those more than likely would be 32 foot, and then the 400,000 foot one would be 36.
Okay.
But we don't envision going up to 40.
Okay.
But they would have general appearance. They'd look basically the same as what we've already built in town.
Does your property also include this portion south?
It does not, and Mr. Petrovsky's here tonight as
There's
well.
like a small warehouse there, and
That was the old Kitty Land? There's a house and some buildings on it.
okay. Now I know what it's
One of my concerns, I was talking with Sheila earlier about it, which shouldn't be, but there is residential directly across the street.
Correct, and so recognizing those residents are in Hobart, we still want to take precautions to, it's somewhere that somebody lives, and so that's why that 3-building plan does present a lot better, and so all the truck traffic would be contained, so that directly across the street from those homes, you have a front of a building with a car parking lot. So we have thought about that.
It has been in the paper that that area is speculative property for other development, shall we say. So, but again, that's Hobart side, so.
Yeah. I looked at that, I put an offer in on that property in 2007, I think, and it still looks the same as it does in 2007.
Right.
So I'm skeptical of things happening there, or I have been at least in the past.
Any other questions from the board?
No.
I'm aware of this being that I'm on the Plan Commission as secretary. I know exactly what, I had spoke with several members of the Plan Commission on this, so, I mean,
Okay.
I'm very aware of
You've
it.
already asked your questions.
Yes, I have.
Mr. Gibbs? All good?
Looks good, a good project for that land.
So I will open it to the public. Anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Yep, I'll get them there. Thank you.
My name's Nick Petrovsky. I reside at 140 Vickroy Drive, Crown Point, Indiana, but I'm the owner of the property south of this, the old Maryland properties. We've been in discussion and talking about this for the last 6 months. My only concern with the whole project is that if my property isn't part of it, that you guys make sure you look at the drainage issues and everything else before it's built, because I've had a lot of drainage issues going on over there that I've talked with the town of Merrillville about, and nobody really wants to do anything about it. So I just don't want this to create more if it's a lot of asphalt and everything else, and I'm not part of the plan where we've talked where it's probably gonna be, and it'll fix everything, but I just want you to keep in mind, but I am for the plan to go forward.
Thank you. Our water commission, water runoff does a pretty good job of monitoring that stuff, so.
I will tell you, we had similar conditions with the west side, the old Sanders farm, that Nick just talked about. When I-65 went in, it created just issues with getting water where it was supposed to go. And so there's a wetland, it's an old pond, probably a broken drain tile from the farm field out there now that will be all incorporated into the plan to have code compliant stormwater systems and convey water where it should go, and we'll work closely with the town on that. But Nick, I hear your point, because it had been an issue in town, so.
Is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to speak for or against this petitioner? One last time, anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for a vote, or a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve case number Z30V7-1024 for this purpose of the storage facility at this location for this petitioner only.
We have a motion
I'll second it.
and a second.
The drainage problem is addressed with the neighbor.
Can we get a vote, please?
Okay. Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
Pete Kip, yes. William Byers,
Yes?
Tim Fortier, chairman,
Yes,
4-0 approved.
Thank you.
thank you. Our next case this evening is Z31E19-1024. Excuse me. Eric Woods petitioner and Ryan Pascur, owner, located at 6049 Broadway. Special exemption approval from section 21-136 on 22.3 acres in a C2 community commercial zoning district to allow a child care center. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Erica Woods, and I would like to open a child care center at 6049 Broadway.
Could you move the mic a little closer? There you go.
Okay. You want me to say it again?
Much better.
Okay. My name is Erica Woods, and I would like to open a child care center at 6049 Broadway.
All right. Sheila.
Petitioner is seeking special exception approval from Section 21-136 to allow a child care center at 6049 Broadway. This location was previously a child daycare center. Petitioner holds a bachelor's in education, a master's in early childhood development, and in the past has worked as an elementary school teacher. She states that she has been deeply motivated to provide exceptional care and education to children and their families. Subsequently, Erica Woods comes before this body with over 24 years of experience as a director of a well-established child care center located in Illinois. Petitioner submits that providing educational excellence has been her life work. She is now excited to appear and request special exception to open a child care center in Merrillville which serves children from 2 to 12 years old, Monday through Friday, from 6:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. This facility will serve 74 children at full capacity and employ 10 teachers, teachers assistants. Crayon University will use the creative curriculum, a proven educational framework that has been adopted by many preschools and Head Start programs across the country. This curriculum supports children's development in all areas, cognitive, social, emotional, and physical, through engaging hands-on activities. Petitioner submits that the proposed special exception use will not be detrimental or endanger the public health and safety and morals and general welfare in accordance with the comprehensive plan, because Crayon University will provide quality early childhood education in a safe environment while adhering to the rules and regulations of the state of Indiana and the town of Merrillville. Proposed special exception will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other properties in the immediate vicinity for the purpose already permitted, nor substantially diminish or impair property values within the neighborhood, because Crayon University blends seamlessly in with the existing community. To minimize traffic congestion, this center is conveniently located in the back of the shopping center, which subsequently allows for ample parking because the center is out of everyone's way. The proposed special exception will not impede the normal or orderly development. Crayon University will not disrupt the normal flow of business and the neighbors. Adequate utilities, access road, drainage, and other necessary are already in existence for this petitioner only, at this location only, and for this use only.
Thank you. I will bring it to the board for questions.
So, this was a child care center before,
Yes.
so when was that? How long ago?
Well, from the information that I've received, the last center that was there has been gone for about a year.
Just a year? Okay, that's not too bad.
There's no copyright infringement using crayon as a name?
No, Crayola, yes, but not Crayon.
How many kids are you going to be able to accommodate?
At full capacity, we are thinking 74, but probably not more than that. I would not like to have too many more because at 74, I think that's a good number.
74 between the ages of 2 and 12.
Yes.
State regulates how many caregivers there are per so many students, correct?
Yes, there is an adult-to-child ratio requirement for all age
Thank you,
groups.
adult-to-child relation, okay, got it. So that would be adhered to also based on Indiana's requirements.
Yes.
And as far as if children aren't picked up by 6, do you have a plan in effect to,
Well, we will have the parents sign a late fee policy, and in that it outlines what happens if and when a parent comes late, or they have someone who, they'll have someone who is an authorized person for pickup. If that person can't be reached, then there are certain steps that you take according to the state standards as well as the policies that have been set up for the family or for all of the families in care.
okay.
And usually it's just the late fee.
And anyone on premises that can administer medication?
Well, typically, everybody is trained for first aid as well as CPR, and now AED is a part of our training. So everyone will be trained and have a CPR and first aid card on hand.
Okay, but if, for diabetic students or allergic reactions, that type of thing, you're,
So they're EpiPens, and now they are starting to require EpiPens if a child presents to the doctor and they say that they have certain allergies. They want them to have them so in case they go into anaphylactic shock, they can be administered.
great, thank you. Any other questions from the board?
I don't have any.
Seeing none, I will open it to the floor. Anyone like to speak for or against the petitioner? Anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? And one last time, anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to approve Z31E191024 for this position only, for this location only, and for this use only.
We have a motion
I'll second.
with a second. Can we get a vote, please?
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
Pete Gibb, yes. William Byers,
Yes.
Tim Fortier,
Yes,
4-0, Chairman, approved.
outstanding.
Thank
Welcome.
you so much. We look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll call you.
Well, other than losing one of our members, shall we vote for dismissal? We have a motion for dismissal.
Second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Dismissed.